Hello, everyone. How are you? Welcome to the DIY Girls Fall Virtual Benefit, the Future of Believers. My name is Sandra O'Neill. I'm a news anchor for Telemundo 52 at 5 a.m. and 6 a.m. here in Los Angeles. Thank you very much for being here this evening. And thank you, of course, DIY Girls, for inviting me again. This is not the first time I get to do the event, and to me, it's an honor, a pleasure to be here representing NBC Universal and our sister stations, of course, Telemundo 52 and our team. We're honored to be here today and be able to work with you. We're very excited that you join us to support such a wonderful organization, just like we do, and for coming to listen to a wonderful panel full of phenomenal women who are paving the way, of course. If you haven't already done so, please make sure that your screen name shows your full name so that we can all see who you are. And instructions for this can be found in the chat box below. We have a fun evening planned and can't wait to get started. Of course, to begin this evening, we would like to welcome, and please give her a warm welcome, Executive Director of DIY Girls, Leticia Rodriguez. Leticia, welcome. It's so good to see you again. Thank you, my friend, for having me here.
Thank you, Sandra. So great to see you as well. Thank you all for joining us this evening. We really appreciate it. Tonight's event would not have been possible without the generous support from our sponsors. We would like to take a moment to thank all of our event sponsors, whom you'll see on the screen now. But in true virtual fashion, in lieu of a round of applause, I'd like to ask everyone to use their favorite reaction emoji to recognize our sponsors. I'll give you all some time to just kind of start putting in some of those emojis. Yes, huge thank you to our sponsors. Okay, as those continue to roll through, I'll keep going. So on behalf of all of our DIY girls, thank you. We would also like to acknowledge the elected officials who have joined us this evening. State Assembly Member and founder of DIY Girls, Luz Rivas, and State Senator Lina Gonzalez. Thank you also to our hardworking staff who do the heavy lifting of making DIY Girls work. I just am loving all these emojis coming through. Thank you. As a reminder, our silent auction is still open until 7 p.m. tonight. We have a wonderful selection of items, including autographed sport memorabilia and my own personal favorite, coated artwork and 3D printed succulent planters designed by our very own DIY girls. Thank you also to the generous donors who helped make our silent auction happen. So go visit Bidding Owl now before it's too late. The link and information to our auction can be found in the chat box below. Like most nonprofits, the past year and a half has been very challenging for DIY girls and the girls in our programs. Over the last year, we saw students struggling with balancing school and home responsibilities, lacking a quiet, dedicated space of their own, and not always having reliable internet access. Despite these hurdles and students being on Zoom throughout the entire school day, girls still logged on to our after-school virtual programs week after week. Although we are grateful that we were able to support our students during remote learning, we are so excited to be returning to our in-person programs this fall. At a time when our students and families are adjusting to a return to campus, it is critical that we continue to be a community of support for the girls we serve, and that we maintain a continuous presence amidst all of the changes our students have encountered over the last year. And we know that with some of the learning loss that has occurred, providing students with the enrichment opportunity to explore STEAM and further build confidence in their abilities is so much needed in our community. Again, thank you so much to each and every one of you for joining us this evening. Whether this is your first time learning about DIY Girls or you are a longtime supporter, we really appreciate you being here with us. Your support helps us continue these amazing programs, and we hope you enjoy our event and become as inspired as we are to serve these girls. To kick off our event, I would like to present a very special video. Let's take a moment to hear from our very own DIY Girls.
Hi, my name is Leilani. I'm in 6th grade, and DIY Girls has taught me how to use Tinkercad and how to make a 3D model.
Hello, my name is Angelina Chaidez. I'm in the 6th grade, and one thing that DIY Girls has taught me is that it's okay to make mistakes and that you should always speak up for what's right.
Hi, my name is Karimar. I'm in 11th grade, and DIY Girls taught me how to work as a group to find solutions to a problem.
Hello, my name is Adaneli Chavez and I am in 10th grade, and because of DIY Girls, I would like to study engineering.
Hello, my name is Ariana. I'm in 12th grade, and because of DIY Girls, I would like to study computer science in the future.
Hi, my name is Doris. I am a freshman at CSUN and I am majoring in biology.
Hi, my name is Lori. I'm a sophomore at UC Riverside and I'm majoring in environmental engineering.
Hi, my name is America and I'm a fourth year at Cal State University of Northridge and I'm majoring in civil engineering.
Hi, my name is Patricia Cruz. I am a senior at Cal State University Northridge and I am majoring in computer engineering.
Hi, my name is Daniela. I studied mechanical engineering at Stanford University, and I'm an engineer.
Wow, that is just a few of the examples that DIY Girls has benefited, the program of DIY Girls. And ahead, we're going to listen to Daniela Orozco. She will share more about her experience being a DIY girl and now an engineer. So you saw from girls in high school and then off to college. It's definitely making a big difference, this organization. And it couldn't be possible without its founders. So now I want to introduce you to Assemblywoman Luz Rivas, representing the 39th district, but definitely tonight being honored because of these efforts. Ms. Rivas, congratulations. How do you feel about seeing all this hard work pay off with the success of these young ladies? Congratulations, Ms. Rivas.
Thank you. Thank you for emceeing this, and welcome to everyone to this event. Very proud and excited to join everyone today. Luz Rivas, Assemblywoman for the 39th Assembly District, but most importantly today, and a title that I will always be proud of, is the founder of DIY Girls. Watching that video, I had to wipe tears before speaking to you, because it reminds me of what I envisioned when I started the organization almost 10 years ago. And for me, the idea started 10 years ago, and I actually started it a year later. I wanted to come back to my community where I learned about engineering, where young girls look like me, have the same struggles as I did growing up. And I wanted to share with them the passion that I had for STEM and knowing that STEM careers are possible. And most importantly, I think it was to build confidence in girls, because when you make things and you program things that adults don't even know how to do, you build confidence, because I think adults look at these young girls and see the amazing things that they're creating with technology, and it makes them very impressed with them, with those projects. And it's very genuine. And I think young girls know that. They can tell the difference between the praise they get just for drawing a cute picture, or, making something that someone is genuinely impressed with. DIY Girls has come a long way, and very proud of the current leadership and staff and board for their dedication to this organization. It's something that I only could dream of. I think it's doing much better without me, and I'm very proud of that. Early on, people told me that DIY Girls could never exist without me, that if I were to leave the organization, it would just slowly end, and it would no longer exist. And I know that wasn't true, because we built something that was sustainable and that young girls want to participate in. And I'm sure even today, there are probably long waiting lists of young girls that want to participate in DIY Girls programs. They want to learn how to program a computer, 3D print, build something with electronics, invent something. And that's only made possible because of all of you. You make this possible, because there's a cost to everything related to this organization. And I know for a fact that every dollar that's contributed is used very effectively and makes a huge difference. I'm getting calls and texts today from young girls that I started with when they were 10 years old, and they're now in college studying mechanical engineering, they're studying math, they're studying bioengineering. So exciting to see them off to college with that confidence that I wish I would have had more of when I was younger. I'm very jealous of these girls, of everything they get to do. So jealous. And that's how I always judged whether we were doing the right thing. Am I jealous of this program? Would I want to do this when I was 10, 15, 13? And if I wasn't, then we would start all over and recreate the program. But thank you to all the sponsors that are here today. Each and every one of you, whether you contributed $2 or $10,000, all of it is going to a good cause. And I really want to thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you.
Ms. Rivas, can we say that we are all jealous of you? Everything that you have accomplished. I mean, you are a role model for all of our girls. And so thank you, Assemblywoman Luz Rivas, for putting together this amazing team. I'm sure they miss you. And I know at one point they said what they said about you leaving. I'm sure they still miss you very much, but it does take a great leader to start and to follow this great organization. And so DIY Girls is doing wonderful, obviously, because you founded it, you gave it the lead. So thank you for doing everything that you do. And of course, I'm sure the members want you to come back every year. So thank you for being here this evening. It means a lot to everyone, to the girls, of course, as well.
Thank you, Sandra. Thank you.
Ms. Rivas, and thank you for everything that you do for our state, of course, for your district and all the members of the California state. So thank you. Up next, I would like to introduce DIY Girls Board's members, Althea Tupper and Rachel Hughie. They have an amazing activity for you, important. Tell us, ladies, how can we keep helping DIY Girls?
Thanks so much for the introduction, Sandra. First off, let me introduce myself. My name is Althea Tupper, and I'm a board member with DIY Girls. I'm so thrilled to be here and to try to get you to give more donations on this beautiful Wednesday evening before we head into the Halloween season. Rachel, that was definitely a heartwarming video, and it reminds us of the hard work that DIY Girls does every day. I always find it so inspiring and heartwarming to hear the stories and see the impact of our programs on all the participants, families, staff, and board members. I still remember the first session I attended where the girls built cards with circuits, and I was just completely enamored. It really made my week.
I couldn't agree more, Althea. Now more than ever, we need to support organizations like DIY Girls that are changing the lives of young girls in our community. I know that's why I chose to join the board. The amazing impact that we are having on students every single week, despite the challenges that 2020 has presented. These are girls that are so committed to learning that they signed up for even more Zoom after school. If that doesn't show how much they value the program, I don't know what does. And no surprise, as it creates a safe place for them to make mistakes, experiment, and learn. Like Assemblymember Luz Rivas was just saying, I wish that I had a program like DIY Girls when I was younger, and I find myself constantly jealous. And I have to mention the inspiring story of our founder, Luz Rivas. Every time I hear her speak, I feel the need to do even more to support this amazing community.
It is really inspiring, Rachel. And every day, DIY Girls works with girls between the grades of 5 through 12, changing the way they perceive careers in tech. At DIY Girls, we believe that creating with tech builds the confidence needed to make anything possible. As a woman who works in tech now myself, and who previously worked in the oil and gas industry, both technical and very heavily male-dominated fields, I know the impact of being the only woman in the room. Programs that encourage girls to believe in themselves early on are what fuel and sustain us as we build careers outside of our schooling.
Our organization runs on the generous support of sponsors, businesses, and individuals like you. To keep providing these vital programs to girls grades 5 through 12, we need your help. Tonight, we'll be concluding our Text to Donate campaign, in which we strive to meet our goal of $25,000. To date, we have a little over 15,000, so we're getting close. You can donate to this campaign by texting DIY 2021 to 707070 and then following the instructions to complete your donation. So right now, grab your phone. I know you have it within arm's reach. Pick it up and text DIY 2021 to 707070 to show your support for DIY Girls.
Or if you're someone who prefers to donate offline, you can always pledge a donation by sending Amanda Rivera an email at amanda@diygirls.org. She'll be checking emails all evening so she can add your pledge to our total amount. Again, that email is amanda@diygirls.org. Any donation is appreciated to help fund our amazing programs at DIY Girls. As a reminder, these funds go towards our programming and paying for over 30 girls to attend our after-school programs. Feel good by donating and also contribute to the confidence of future generations of girls. I think that's a win-win. All right, so Rachel, I have this little idea for a challenge. Are you up for it?
Let's do it.
Okay, so what do you think about each of us donating $1 for every donation that comes in during the next 5 minutes?
I like it, but I think we can work together and donate a little more than $1 to help complement the donations of everyone who took the time to attend today. What about $3 per donation?
Okay, now you're talking. You know, I think I can meet you a little bit further. Let's do a $5 additional donation for every donation that comes in over the next 5 minutes. And don't forget, we'll also see you later in the programming and we'll have the same challenge. So make sure to get those donations ready when we come on.
I love it. I'm in and I want to see those numbers ticking up in the corner of my screen. And lastly, don't forget about our online auction. There is original artwork done by girls at camp. There are 3D printed planters designed by girls at our 3D design and printing camp, which we offered over Zoom this summer. And there's also a lot of other great items donated by our supporters and board members. I think I even saw a cake on there from Susie Cakes, which will come up soon for good birthdays. So the auction closes at 7 p.m. Pacific, and you still have time to get in your winning bids. All this information can be found on the screen or in the chat box below. Thank you for all your continued support.
Thank you, Althea. Thank you, Rachel. Thank you both. You did an amazing job. And thank you to all the people that are contributing. I'm looking at the chat, Leticia Rodriguez, and you would be happy to see all the dancing ladies. I know you asked for some emojis earlier on, and I'm seeing a lot of good ones. Happy faces. Of course, thank you to Jess Ramirez, who just did her donation with a happy lady as well. Thank you, everybody. And of course, it's a big competition. If you're going into the silent auction, let me tell you, a few years ago, I won a beautiful printed rainbow that everyone loves in my office. So I will be going in there myself to check it out. Well, how about we start what we've been waiting for? I'm honored to be moderating the panel for this evening, filled with phenomenal women, of course, who are paving the way for so many. I would like to introduce to you our guest, California State Senator Lina Gonzalez. Thank you, Senator, representing the 33rd District. I have to say, you represent the city where my mother lives, Southgate. So we will definitely chat about it in a minute. I also would like to introduce to you NASA JPL Payload Systems Engineer, Cristina Hernandez. Welcome, Ms. Hernandez. How are you? Very
great.
Nice.
I'm so excited to be here.
I'm excited as well. Thank you, Sana. Again, we would like to welcome another one of our engineers in our area representing the Latinas, NASA JPL Aerospace Engineer and Mission Lead for Mars Perseverance, Diana Trujillo. Welcome, Ms. Diana. I love the background, you know, the space, just to the theme, right? Just definitely well fitted for today. And we
Thank you, Sandra.
Welcome DIY Girls and Stanford University alumna Daniela Orozco. Daniela, welcome. Welcome, beautiful girl. How's it going?
Hi, thank you.
Thank you. That's my daughter's name, by the way. And you spell it with one L, just like her. You know, representing, of course. No, congratulations to all of you. And thank you very much for being here today. Congratulations to our engineers, Cristina and Diana, by the way, who will be receiving, based on the Hispanic Heritage Month, they will be receiving the Hispanic Heritage Foundation Award pretty soon. That's coming up, I believe, in like a week, right? October 8th is when we're going to be able to see the production on PBS. So thank you. Very nice. And congratulations to you on that. Well deserved. Let's start with Ms. Diana Trujillo. How about that? we're going to start with you with a question that a lot of us are asking ourselves, and we would like you to share a bit about your journey, how to get where you are. What is the meaning of where you are to you as well, Ms. Diana? If you could share that with us, that would mean a lot to us.
Of course, Sandra, thank you so much for having me tonight. And I will say, I really appreciate the question that you're asking, particularly in the context of tonight, because it takes deliberate and intentional actions to help the believers, the future believers, to get to the dreams that they want to achieve. And so programs like the DIY Girls are things that I am so happy that they exist. They didn't exist during my time. I came to the US when I was 17. I didn't have much money. I had $300 in my pocket and I didn't know any English. And tech careers wasn't something that I was thinking. But thanks to people that I met in my journey and professors and people that were constantly encouraging me, I started to dream about achieving something more than just what was happening in my time, which was survival mode. So this is why I love the question that you're asking, because everybody that is in here tonight and all the sponsors and all the people that are donating can actually impact other women's life, young women, young girls' lives, to start reaching those dreams even earlier and not having to battle confidence and battle other things in their life to eventually get there. So I am very happy and proud to say that thanks to all of those people that supported me and helped me, I can say today that I do space exploration, and the space exploration was and is for me. So hopefully everybody else that wants to do this, work in the space industry, work in exploration, doesn't have to delay their dreams. They can find out earlier thanks to DIY Girls.
I agree. I definitely agree with you. And what an inspiration you are to our girls. Now, I mean, you came from Colombia, right? You're from Colombia. At 17, you arrived in the United States. And look at where you are now, Ms. Diana. That is really an inspiration. Congratulations on that. And thank you for being here today. The next question is for Daniela Orozco, of course. Was there an individual, Daniela, maybe a teacher, maybe a mentor, an organization that supported you on your journey to your current career?
Yeah, of course. So without a doubt, DIY Girls was honestly my first experience in engineering, and what was opened my eyes to the possibility of using engineering to help your own community. And apart from the physical experience of getting to build, that first time I'm actually getting to build, DIY Girls also gave me access to mentors, particularly two individuals that I feel really motivated my career in engineering. And they are Jesus Perez and Evelyn Gomez, who was the former executive director of DIY Girls. And so I met those mentors in high school, but I was able to interact with them and really built that relationship through DIY Girl events, some sort of middle ground to meet, since it can honestly be intimidating, especially as a first-gen student, to reach out to people and ask them for help or advice. But seeing these two individuals from my community who went to the same high school as I did, with similar backgrounds, who were able to achieve similar goals as mine, really kept me going, really motivated me. And so these two individuals, I continued to reach out to them, even throughout college, for advice on anything from what do I wear, to an engineering internship, to more recently on how do I even negotiate a job offer, which is really an invaluable resource to have them too as a mentor, because those are not questions that I can go and ask my parents, but having people from my own community that I feel comfortable asking these questions to really is an invaluable resource for me.
I definitely, I can see that, Daniela, and what a blessing, not only to have these mentors that you mentioned, but also like we were talking about with Ms. Diana, the organization, DIY Girls. A lot of people don't have that. And so it's difficult to know once you get to college, okay, which route do I go? But you had that firsthand. And so we congratulate you, and we are definitely very proud of you. Estamos muy orgullosos de ti. Definitivamente que sí, Daniela. And in fact, you have a shout out or a greeting and somebody saying, Daniela, we love you. Can you please shout out to Chuy and Evelyn? So can you do that for them, please, Daniela?
Yeah, shout out to Chuy and Evelyn. I mean, I mentioned them before, but honestly, they have been amazing. Met Chuy in 9th grade, actually. So now it's been about 8 years that he's been, mentoring me throughout here. And here I am, a graduate from Stanford in mechanical engineering. And Evelyn, of course, always amazing.
Very nice. Congratulations to them too. Yay. And well, now we have a question for Senator Lina Gonzalez. Senator Gonzalez, can you please tell us, how has working as a state senator impacted you? But first of all, I would like to thank you. Thank you from the bottom of our hearts. A lot of us see what you're doing, you know, just recently working to get protections for workers, you know, port drivers, just workers in general. We can't thank you enough. And especially everything that's going on right now at the ports, right? It's much needed, especially Long Beach. I mean, an area that you represent, and San Pedro, all those ports that are so essential to our economy, just to make sure that those workers get their representation right, that they get their rights respected. So thank you very much for doing that. And if you could please share with us, how has your job impacted you?
Thank you, Sandra. And I just want to say, I feel like I'm in really good graces because I have a lot of awesome Latinas that are around me. And I know there's a lot of amazing people watching as well, an inspiring group of women indeed. So I just want to say thank you so much for the invitation to be here. You know, being a state senator over the last 2 years, I'm proud to represent the Southeast communities and Long Beach, and being a state senator that has some of the most underrepresented communities, a lot of Latinas, a lot of refugees from Cambodia, and people that just need support and services. I think for me, it's been legislating to ensure that we're protecting those exact folks. So like you said, Sandra, you know, making sure that our port truck drivers have an ability to make a living. Our our garment workers, which is a bill that Senator Durazo just put forward, which is mostly Latina immigrant women that are going to be supported now with wage equity. And a bill that I'm carrying as well, broadband for all, to ensure that there's equity in the digital capacity, to ensure that every single person, regardless of your zip code or your income, that they have access to the internet to be able to see the World Wide Web of STEM and opportunities that will lead them to better educational opportunities and better jobs. And that's really what what my existence is for in the state Senate, is to ensure that we're uplifting the lives of everyday people. And so DIY Girls is a perfect example, and that's why we should definitely support them.
I know Ms. Luz Rivas sent you a greeting in the chat as well.
I love Luz, she's amazing.
Thank you, Regina Gonzalez, for being here today. And it is. I worked with Senator Durazo when they were just talking about the proposal for the garment workers, and it meant so much to all the employees. I mean, just, you know, regarding their pay and everything, their rights being respected. And right now with the pandemic, just, you know, the working conditions. My brother's a truck driver, and it took him a long time to get his license. As you can imagine, it's not easy to get those licenses, like to not have their rights respected. And my mom worked in the garment industry, but her company closed due to the pandemic. So it was definitely a different situation. But you're making a huge difference. So thank you very, very much. I will also like to invite our viewers, if they would like to ask questions, you know, you can put them in the chat. You can include them there. I see a few already, and we will definitely make some time to ask them to our panelists. The next question is for Ms. Cristina Hernandez. Nice to see you, Ms. Cristina Hernandez. This is, how has working for NASA personally changed you? You're an engineer there. You've also worked in the Mars mission, which was a success. A lot of information is going into us thanks to you engineers. So thank you, Ms. Diana. Thank you, Cristina, for everything that you're doing. So I admire you. Can we say we're jealous of you? Can I just say I'm jealous of you, like we were talking about with Ms. Luz Rivas? Yes, definitely. So share with us, Ms. Cristina, how has working at NASA changed you, or you know, just changed your view, how you see life now?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, thank you again for having me. I wish I had this as a little girl, and NASA and working in STEM has changed my life in so many ways, right? I knew about Diana Trujillo when I was in college, and it was amazing to be able to work with another Latina in such a male-dominated field. And so for me, working for NASA, working in STEM has helped me become my most authentic self. You know, as Latinas and as young women, we're often put into pressure to be somebody that we're not. And when you have the confidence and freedom and fearlessness to be your most authentic self, you want to be an explorer, you want to change the world. And I think really empowering young women and even women as they go into their career and they become leaders you want to retain that. And so that's why, for me, working on the Perseverance mission, a Mars mission with, some of the toughest challenges, but at the same time, some of the most authentic and amazing people, that really helped carve my own path in that world. And, organizations like DIY Girls really help plant that seed so that even if you feel there's no space for you, you can create your own space. You can kind of go in there and, be yourself. And I think that has been one of the most valuable lessons that I've had so far in my career.
Well, it has been definitely admirable, everything that you're doing. And thank you again from the bottom of our hearts for everything that you do. I know in this recognition that they will give you for Hispanic Heritage Month, they mentioned, like the inspiration that you give other girls. And that is really, truly what this is all about. So thank you all. I do have a few questions from our guests that are participating as well in the chats. It says, and this is for everyone, if you can answer this, it says, what have been some of your biggest career challenges? So why don't we go in the same order, if you don't mind. Ms. Diana, would you like to go first?
Yeah, sounds great. So I think that some of my major challenges, I think, that in my career have been related mainly with my own, getting myself out of my own way, recognizing that there's something that I love doing. And maybe there is something that, although I like it, I'm not ready yet, and I need to learn how to do it or get used to being uncomfortable of not doing it. I mean, I think that everybody on this panel has been on that situation where you get the opportunity and you're like, I'm not ready for this. Maybe I should walk away from it. But then you have to just, embrace it, do your best, and it will come up in the way that you least expect it. And in many ways, in the most beautiful way, because you realize that you're able to do it. So I think it's more of a have confidence, getting yourself out of the way and just give it your best, that it will work out. I think that those were the lessons that I learned and I continue to learn through my career. So
Definitely getting out there, right? I mean, just starting it. If you don't give that first step, I mean, it's not going to happen. And that was so sweet of you, Christina, to mention Diana as somebody that you already knew, like that you kind of looked up to. And here you are in a panel together being recognized.
She's a boss.
What a nice thing to do. Very nice. Congratulations to you both. And Daniela, would you like to please answer what have been the challenges of your career? And just even from college, what can you share with us?
Yeah, I think the main one for me that I struggled with a lot initially is just not being afraid to ask questions. I think as a first-gen student, you just get in your head where, okay, I'm expected to know all of this, especially in a lot of the entry-level courses. A lot of those people took those classes in high school and you're like, shoot, this is the first time I'm seeing physics for, I'm expected to know this. But I think just getting out of your own head and really just being not afraid to ask questions, knowing that you're not supposed to know this. No one is born knowing this, and not being afraid to fail and fail often. And I think that's where you really learn the most valuable lessons.
Very well said, Daniela. I agree with you 100%. Miss Lina?
Yes, thank you, Sandra. I think a lot of what has been said is definitely what I'm feeling as well. But I think one of the challenges most recent in the Senate is that is to keep pushing and keep trying. I think with, some of the legislation that I've carried has historically been carried by men. This year around with Broadband for All, there were 2 Latinas, one in the Assembly, Cecilia Aguiar Curry, and myself, that actually were the ones that drove Broadband for All. And it was through perseverance and connecting and supporting each other as Latinas, as women, that really made us successful. And it was continuing to just push, despite everyone telling us, you're never going to get this done. It's not going to ever happen. And so I think that we often hear that as Latinas, as a young girl, then as your middle schoolers, and then even as adults, we continue to hear that it's not going to happen. You're not going to do this. You can't ever do this. And it's also ourselves telling ourselves that, right? But I think just continuing to push through that and knowing that the end goal is there and that you're doing that with the betterment and the best intent of just helping people, I think will get you through. And so that's been my biggest challenge, but so far so good. We've made good success with that.
You have a big heart, Miss Lina. And of course, yes, you have the passion for helping the community. And I think that really goes a long way. And yes, it really cuts all the barriers. You know, it goes through the barriers that we've seen for many generations. So it's definitely working, you know, and having the confidence and not being afraid to speak up or to make changes when possible. Christina, what have been the challenges in your career as an engineer?
So I think, you know, when I was a student, when I was trying to kind of kick off my career, I was very focused on myself, right? How do I get to the next step? How do I grow more? How do I, you know, take that next opportunity? Because, you know, growing up, it was kind of a fight for survival, right? It was this sense of, you know, you need to just put your head down and keep pushing. And one of the biggest lessons that I've learned in the last few years is really lifting as you climb, right? I've learned that I learn best when I help others grow. And to me, that's really resonated because in order to create this retainment of leadership, especially, you know, women in powerful positions where they really can change the world, you need to be able to lift as you climb and support other women. And so that to me has been my biggest lesson. And sometimes you kind of have to take your ego out of it and, you know, put those chips on your shoulder, those burn marks that you gained and along the very brutal journey to your, you know, your career. And you need to kind of help others avoid those, right? So lift as you climb. It benefits you more than you think. That'd be my biggest lesson. And I'm still working on it.
And Jess Ramirez just says, yes, lifting up other women is so important. And you both definitely, you, Miss Lena and Christina, definitely send that message strong. And everybody else here, just by being present at DIY Girls this evening, have been set an example for our future generations of the STEM girls. So thank you very much, everybody, for being here. And with that, I definitely have to welcome and would like to welcome Executive Directors, DIY Girls, Leticia. I know I talk a lot, Leticia. I am so sorry. I know we have to go to the next. What's next? Tell us, Leticia.
No worries. I'm really sorry to cut this wonderful conversation off. This has been really wonderful listening to everything, but we are approaching 6 o'clock, so thank you so much. At this time, I'm excited to present our Community Leader Award and Inspirational Leader Awards to some of our panelists. So because we are virtual, we did mail the awards, so our honorees do have them with them. So this evening, we are recognizing these phenomenal women who are paving the way and making a difference in the community. Senator Gonzalez has been a strong voice for her community and a big proponent of expanding diversity and inclusion in the tech sector, including promoting STEM programs for girls of color from low-income communities. As a part of multiple committees, she has proudly represented nearly 1 million residents of Southeast Los Angeles, Signal Hills, portions of South Los Angeles and Lakewood, and her hometown of Long Beach. Please join me in recognizing California State Senator Lena Gonzalez with the Community Leader Award.
Thank you, Leticia. Thank you so much again. I have the award here if you can see it. I got it in my mailbox today. I'm very, very proud of this. I'm proud of Leticia, all the work that you've done, the board, and my amazing colleague, the founder, Luz Rivas. You all inspire me so very much. I want to make sure that we're changing history and ensuring that there's not just 2% of Latinas that are the doctors and engineers, that it's 50% in some cases. I want to continue to change the narrative for every woman to ensure that they know that they have a place in STEM as well. So with that, thank you so much. And to Sandra as well for amazing MC. Thank you for all your work. And I will donate $1,000 today. So I just really appreciate you all very much.
Oh my goodness, thank you so much. That's incredible. We really appreciate it. Just again, thank you very much for all your work, Senator Gonzalez, and thank you for joining us this evening. So our next honoree is a fearless explorer who is paving the way in the space industry. Cristina Hernandez has worked as a micrometeoroid and orbital debris specialist in the Natural Space Environments Group with NASA JPL. She was able to strategically guide 3 instrument teams through various phases of hardware development and integration and test, including preliminary and critical design review. This led to the delivery of 13 pieces of instrument hardware and 3 instrument software packages on the Mars rover. Please join me in recognizing NASA JPL Payload Systems Engineer, Cristina Hernandez, with the Inspirational Leader Award.
Thank you. I also have my award here. It's right at my desk where I do all my work to inspire me. I just wanted to say thank you for the honor. And again, I think by lifting up women, by showcasing, the great work that many of us here tonight are doing, and also lifting by advocating and donating and helping DIY girls, this is really how we pave the way to a better future. And I think enabling young women to take these challenges, to jump into it, get their hands dirty and play with hardware and software, that's really how you open up the minds of an entire population of people who can really help us find solutions to make a better tomorrow. So again, thank you so much to DIY Girls. Keep doing what you're doing. And thank you all much to the donors, because we can't do it without you. Thanks.
Thank you again so much, Christina. We really appreciate it. And thank you again as well for joining us. Our final honoree of the evening has shown the power of believing and perseverance. Diana Trujillo moved to the United States at the age of 17 with a dream of working for NASA. She went from going to school full-time. Excuse me, I don't know where this. She went from going to school full-time and cleaning homes to support her academics to working several roles on the Mars Curiosity and Constellation programs. And I know you all heard from her right now. So she is currently the mission lead for the Mars Perseverance. Please join me in recognizing Diana Trujillo with the Inspirational Leader Award.
Thank you, Leticia. I also have my award here. I just wanted to thank you all for all the sponsors and all the people that are online today that are supporting the DIY Girls. I think that's something that Christina and I full-heartedly agree with her, is the fact that everything that we do, not only on Exploration, but on every day, requires everybody's different thoughts, different perspectives, different ways of approaching the problem. And so we need to continue to bring all of those ideas if we really want to continue to push the boundary and do everything that we as humanity can achieve. So thank you so much for having me here tonight and for this award.
Thank you so much, Diana. And thank you again to all of our honorees, and congratulations once again to our honorees. Just again, thank you.
Thank you, Leticia. Thank you very, very much. And congratulations to our honorees. A big, big, big applause. I don't know how to use the hands. I'm not that good with Zoom, but I'm seeing a lot of congratulations and a lot of applauses here on the chat. So congratulations to them. Well deserved. Now I would like to reintroduce DIY Girls board members, Althea and Rachel. Althea and Rachel, I see the numbers going up, up, up. And now with the Ms. Gonzalez donation, forget it. They're going to go way, way up.
Yes, that was amazing. Thank you so much, Sandra. And honestly, I could have sat and listened to that panel all night. What incredible and inspiring women that we have here, not only for their professional work, but the sense of community that they've formed and that they're supporting. Really, really appreciate that. So now more than ever, we need to continue to support these amazing organizations who support these communities and look to improve the world around them.
I agree, Rachel. What an inspiring panel. Thank you so much, Christina, Daniela, Diana, and Lena. I love some of the commentary from Christina on lifting up as you climb, and Daniela about learning to ask questions. I feel like I can constantly remind myself of those lessons every day. The passion from all our panelists definitely came through. Thank you all again. I really thoroughly enjoyed that. To recap, we got 10 donations during the 5 minutes following our last donation push. So Rachel and I will be donating an additional $50 to DIY Girls today. As we've heard, programs like DIY Girls are changing the lives of girls every single day. I benefited from programs like DIY Girls growing up attending public school in New York City. Whether you're paying it forward because of your experience or contributing to ensure that your family member has the opportunity to participate in these programs, or you're just really enthusiastic about STEM education, because let's be honest, who's not? This is your chance to donate. And remember, we're adding that additional $5 for every donation that comes in over the next 5 minutes. What better way to give than giving more back to DIY Girls than you actually donated?
Thank you, Althea. Yes, there's still time, and we want to give more than $50 to DIY Girls. So let's click those numbers up and up. But some good news, with your help, we're happy to announce that we've actually raised $20,800 to date. So there's a few offline donations that are being counted. And so continue to make your text to donate and offline pledges. And we couldn't have gotten this far without you.
And even though our event is almost coming to an end, it is not too late to help support our organization. Our silent auction will remain open until 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. If you haven't had the opportunity to visit our site, or you're looking for a good and unique Christmas gift, go to DIYgirls.com/auction. Again, that's DIYgirls.com/auction. There are some amazing items that are for sale, including coded artwork and 3D printed planters created by girls in our programs, a virtual art class that I might be trying to win so someone can compete me for it, and an autographed baseball hat by the Los Angeles Clippers. You know you want these items, so make sure to bid.
So much good stuff. I think I'm going to go for the pottery, Althea. So at least we're bidding on different items. But for everyone out there, you can still donate to our fundraising campaign. Again, grab your phone, text DIY 2020 to 707070, and every dollar donated by you today will be used to support programs that benefit and empower young girls in STEAM. And Althea and I will continue to match donations by at least $5. Don't miss this opportunity to support the next generation of girls in STEAM.
And you can find all this information in the chat box. So don't forget to donate tonight. And thank you for attending on a Wednesday night. I know it's not always easy to carve out time, especially for those who have little ones. But thank you for attending. It was truly a pleasure.
Thank you for joining us, and we can't wait to see you next year. Have a good night.
Thank you, Rachel. Althea, you did an amazing, amazing job. I will look at the pottery, but I will try not to outbid you, Rachel, even though I just got a text that somebody outbid me to my cat. So I will have to go in there and check it out. It was not difficult at all. I literally just signed up and put my email. But now that I have text, thank goodness I do, because before 7 o'clock, I better get in there and get my cat. Thank you to all the members. Thank you to the sponsors. Thank you to the donors. Thank you to Leticia, Julissa, Tori, Julissa, Althea, Rachel for having me today. DIY Girls team, you guys rock. I am honored to be able to represent Telemundo 52 NBC Universal in this wonderful event. I really, you know from the bottom of my heart, I like helping you in any way I can. So thank you very much. And I hope you can madrugar, que madruguen, wake up early to see us from 5 to 7 a.m. at Telemundo 52. We hope you like the show. It's a morning newscast local. It's great. We try to do a lot of community segments, Pizarrón 52, which has to do with education, and Tu Comunidad, which has to do with community events. So anyway, thank you very much, everybody, for giving me this platform to connect with you and to be able to meet such wonderful professionals. With that, I thank you for participating in DIY Girls Fall Virtual Benefit, and we hope that you have a great, great, great evening. Continue to enjoy these wonderful ladies and their presence. And of course, don't forget to log in to see the silent auction, which is amazing. They have beautiful, beautiful items. So thank you, everyone. Have a good evening.